I just finished reading Minor Detail by Adania Shibli and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. To be honest, social media has made me complicit in something disturbing. I scroll through atrocities, footage of war crimes, and then suddenly an ad for clothes. And I just keep scrolling. Reading this book made me reflect how much I have normalized that, and how the algorithm has trained me to hold horror and banality in the same breath. I don't know enough, and I still don't, but this book forced me to sit with that discomfort instead of scrolling past it. Please read the trigger warnings before you read this book. What struck me most about this book is how it shows us that violence isn't some deviation reserved for them or for the other side. Shibli reveals anyone can become a terrorist. Violence is systemic, yes, but it's also insidious. It can happen anywhere to anyone under any context. And when violence gets written into history, propaganda kills by erasing, distorting, and burying the truth. So the novel is split in two. The first part, set in 1949, follows soldiers who assault and kill a young girl. Shibli intentionally writes it in this clinical, almost detached language, like reading a military report. No emotions and just a documentation. And in the second part of the book, it jumps to present day, where a Palestinian woman becomes obsessed with this crime, this minor detail of history that's been ignored, erased, buried, where she tries to uncover what really happened. And between these two parts, Shibli plants horror in the repetition of these minor details. For example, a dog that howls, spilled petrol, maps that no longer match the terrain. And these details echo across time, and they overlap, they return, and eventually haunt. But what really sat with me was how the present-day woman blames herself like a form of self-sabotage. She calls herself reckless for even trying, and there's this painful question hovering over everything. What exactly is she looking for? And she's searching for truth on enemy land in a place built on the very propaganda the book warns us about. She knows she won't find an honest account of what happened in 1949 there. So is this self-destruction, obsession, or is it the only act of resistance she has left? The novel doesn't answer this. Instead, it shows us that empathy isn't enough. The woman trying to resurrect this girl's story is silenced too, and she becomes another victim. And imagine my devastation when I found out that Shibli won a major literary prize for this book, only to have it rescinded because of this ongoing conflict. The very oppression she writes about reached forward and silenced her work. And even the book about erasure got erased. I think Minor Detail doesn't offer you comfort, and it doesn't tie things up neatly. In fact, it ends at its climax, but it makes you look and it makes you feel. And maybe that discomfort is exactly the point.